Something is wrong on the Fortnite island. And it's not 6-7. We're on the edge of a disaster we haven't seen since the 0 point itself was shattered, but this is no random monster attack or natural disaster. This is a calculated attack. The Dark Voyager is back, and he's not just paying a visit. He's using ancient portals to literally tear out reality apart. And in the process, he's about to unleash a past that should have been buried. For weeks, we've been running his quest, gathering intel, and watching his ship, the Dark Harvester, crawl across the sky. But now, his plan is hitting its final stage. What you're about to hear isn't just a random theory. It's a chain of events backed by leaks, teasers, and in-game clues. All that will lead us directly into Chapter 7, Season 2. An era being called Showdown. And trust me when I say this, when the dust settles, the island as we know it will be completely flipped upside down.
This is your last chance, fish. Here?
So who is the Dark Voyager? And why is he suddenly the single biggest threat to our reality? The Dark Voyager is the tier 100 villain of this season. Chapter 7, Season 1. He arrived on the island in his ship, the Dark Harvester, and made his presence known immediately. Shut down our beloved bus. From the jump, his ties to the last reality were obvious. Jones even said the Voyager reminded him of an old enemy, a herald of something very dangerous. And he was right. The Dark Voyager is channeling power from the cubes, the golden, the blue, and even the red cube, the last reality's most powerful weapons. Yet for all of this power, evidence suggests he isn't the one calling the shots. He's been described as a pawn, a high-ranking warlord carrying out a mission for a greater, unseen master. For weeks, his real goal was a mystery. He took over Loop Labs to study the 0 point chart that Hope and Jones recovered. We ran his quest gathering intel on the 7 and hunting for signs of other shards, all while he watched from his ship. But what is he really after? It's not simple destruction. The Dark Voyager's entire scheme is built around the 0 point shards scattered across different realities. He wants to use them as keys. He isn't trying to destroy the island, he's trying to rewrite it. By firing off what are being called Zero Gates, he plans to awaken ancient powers and long-lost locations, bringing them crashing into our present. His mission is to stir up chaos and destabilize the island's power structure by reintroducing figures so powerful they could challenge anyone for control. This brings us to what's happening in-game right now. The reassembly events that started on March 12th are the first phase of his plan. Players are seeing portals flicker to life as the Voyager's scheme kicks into high gear, all building toward a final wave scheduled for March 14th. This isn't a drill, people. It's the beginning of the end for the season. So the question isn't just what is he doing, but who's he bringing back? And the first name on that list is one that sends a chill down the spine of any longtime player. The northern part of the map is about to get a whole lot colder. Leaks and official teasers have all but confirmed the return of one of Fortnite's most iconic villains, the Ice King. A massive iceberg is reportedly on collision course with the island, set to bring back his fortress, a POI that looks like a remixed and much larger version of Polar Peak. But he isn't just coming back for a nostalgia trip. Season 2 Showdown gave us a chilling peek inside his new castle. In the cinematic, we see the Ice King stepping down from his throne, surrounded by figures frozen in solid ice. And these aren't just random loopers. We can clearly see Aurelia, the prisoner, and most shocking of all, the Foundation. The long lost leader of the Seven, who has been missing since the end of Chapter 3. This immediately establishes the Ice King as a monumental threat, one capable of capturing some of the most powerful beings in the Omniverse. Now, this is where the story gets a fascinating twist, and it lines up perfectly with the new season's leaked rivalry theme. Logic would say the Ice King and the Dark Voyager should be enemies, right? Two villains fighting for control. But what if they team up? Some of the most reliable leakers have suggested something far more terrifying. One of the biggest theories is that Season 2 will feature a faction war that pits the Dark Voyager and the Ice King against the Seven. Think about it. The Dark Voyager serves the last reality, a force of cosmic destruction. The Ice King is a being of immense elemental power who wants to expand his frozen kingdom. Their goals aren't identical, but they share a common enemy. Anyone who stands for order, namely the Seven. The Dark Voyager needs chaos to complete his mission, and the Ice King is a perfect agent of that chaos. He's not just a boss, he's a potential partner in a grand villainous alliance that could finally crush the island's protectors. This two-front war would have been unlike anything we've seen before, but things are even more complicated than that. Because a third player has just entered the game, and he has a score to settle. While the Dark Voyager has been putting his plan into motion, he's been completely unaware that he himself is being hunted. A new voice has recently been heard on the island belonging to a character we thought we knew, the Visitor. But this isn't our Visitor. Voiced by the acclaimed band Star, this character is officially known as the Visitor, Reality Unknown. He arrived through a red rift, just like the one our Visitor created with a rocket launch way back in Chapter 1. His mission is singular and deeply personal. He's been hunting the Dark Voyager across multiple realities, witnessing the trail of destruction he leaves behind.
I stalked the Voyager through the husks of burnt-out stars and the ashes of crumbling realities. If you were easily dealt with, don't you think I would have done that by now?
His voice logs reveal a grim determination and a serious grudge. But his arrival has also put him at odds with the current members of the Seven, specifically the Order. In his logs, he shows total contempt for their methods, criticizing them for leaving the 0 point exposed, an act he believes led directly to past invasions. He even calls out the Order's recklessness, comparing it to that of her own sister, a clear jab at Imagined.
Your hubris and impatience are endangering the mission. You've become reckless. Like your sister.
This creates a tense, unstable three-way conflict. On one side, you have the potential alliance of the Dark Voyager and the Ice King working to shatter reality. On the other, you have the fractured remnants of the Seven, led by the Order, trying to hold the island together. And now, caught in the middle, is this alternate visitor, a wild card who wants what the Seven want but despises their leadership. He's a force of pure vengeance, playing by his own rules. His presence does more than just add another gun to the fight. It fundamentally changes the story. He represents a return to the classic, gritty lore of Fortnite's early chapters, a time of mysterious figures with complex motives. His dialogue confirms he's here to help this Reality 7, but his distrust is obvious. He warns the Order to stay away from the Dark Voyager, seeing her pursuit as reckless and naive. This sets the stage for a season of rivalry, not just between heroes and villains, but within the heroic factions themselves. Will the Visitor work with the Order, or will his methods be too extreme? The collision of these three factions, the Last Reality's Agent, the Elemental Tyrant, and the Interdimensional Hunter, is the engine that will drive the new season. And the event that kicks it all off? If you're expecting a single massive live event with a 10-minute countdown, you might want to adjust your expectations, okay? It seems the lead-up is the event. The transition into Chapter 7 Season 2, which officially kicks off on Thursday, March 19th, will be a series of escalating mini-events and story reveals. The final wave, starting on March 14th, is likely the peak of the Dark Voyager's portal activations, leading into the new season's downtime around March 18th. This is the event that will flip Fortnite upside down. But the flip is both literal and metaphorical. Let's start with the literal. The Dark Voyager's zero gates are expected to rip reality open and pull in at least 3 major new points of interest. We've already talked about the Ice King's castle in the north. Leaks also point to a remixed Coral Castle inspired POI with shipwrecks and a brand new desert settlement. The map itself is going to be physically reshaped, with new biomes and terrains colliding with our own, just like we saw in past seasons when worlds collided around an unstable zero point. But the metaphorical flip, that's even bigger. The entire power structure of the island is being inverted. For seasons, we've assumed the Seven are the island's primary guardians. Now their leader is imprisoned. Their members are at odds, and they face a two-front war against an unholy alliance of villains. The rivalry theme means the new season will likely be built around factional warfare. Players may have to choose sides in a conflict that has no clear winner. The balance of power will be completely shattered. This new era, Showdown, is named for a reason. It promises major confrontations. The teaser confirming the Ice King has the foundation sets up a season-long story focused on his rescue. We're not just getting new locations, we're getting war zones. We can expect new gameplay mechanics tied to this theme, like mid-match objectives and faction-specific vaults. The focus will shift from surviving the storm to surviving the crossfire between these warring kings and interdimensional agents. The island won't just look different, it will play different. The Dark Voyager's plan was never to blow up the island in one shot. His victory is more subtle. He has successfully turned the island into a pressure cooker of ancient hatred and new rivalries, destabilizing it from within. He has flipped the board, scattered the pieces, and created the perfect environment for the last reality to advance its goals. So, there you have it. The Dark Voyager scheme isn't just another doomsday plot, it's a strategic masterstroke designed to plunge the island into a multifaceted war. He has resurrected a frozen tyrant, drawn out a vengeful hunter from another reality, and fractured the island's protectors. The board is flipped, the pieces are in motion, and the showdown is about to begin. The rescue of the Foundation, the fragile truce between the Seven and the new visitor, the unholy alliance of the Ice King and the Dark Voyager. These are the storylines that will define the next chapter of Fortnite. But now I want to hear from you. What are your theories for Chapter 7 Season 2? Will the Seven manage to reunite and fight back? Or is this the beginning? The beginning of a new dark age for the island. Let me know everything down in the comments below. If you want to do a trailer voice, go for it. If you enjoyed this breakdown on our hype for the new season, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the juicy or upcoming coverage that is coming. Thank you for watching. Stay vigilant, and I'll catch you in the next one.